All right, I apologize. It's part 2 of this video. So we're talking about herd immunity. So herd immunity basically is based upon exposure, vaccination, that those things create herd immunity. But exposure is the big piece that creates herd immunity. Everybody pretty much talks about that. So the more people that are exposed, like I said, I was at work, my director, which is my co-worker, had the coronavirus. I was exposed to coronavirus, proving that either A, like I've said in the past, I've had coronavirus in the past or a strain of coronavirus, or coronavirus does not affect me. So that's herd immunity. Some of us are naturally going to be immune due to our genetics, due to our immune system. Some immune systems can deal with more viruses than others. I have a weak immune system when it comes to certain viruses. Certain viruses jump on me harder than other people. I don't take the flu vaccine due to how the flu vaccine affects me sometimes. A lot of people just think, well, I'm saying I'm not taking. No, I was in the military and I got sicker when I took that flu vaccine. It just wasn't no shot and I was okay. I'm getting sick 2-3 times a year because of the way my body takes to certain viruses. So I catch a virus quick because once I'm exposed to it, my body naturally goes into defense mode. So herd immunity is exposure. The more you expose yourself to something, usually if you contract it and you go through it, you're okay. So whatever strain of flu I caught this year, I've been exposed to that strain. So if it comes back, I'm not going to be affected by it because I should be immune to it. I should have the antibodies or created the antibodies to help me fight it off. That's the blessing of the human body. Sometimes we have the ability to fight certain things off. Some things we don't. It might come a time where you need a vaccine to help you fight something off that you might not be able to fight off. But up to this point, our bodies have been able to fight off a lot of stuff. Some things we created some vaccines for. Some things we weren't ever exposed to. When smallpox came to the Americas, the natives, they weren't exposed to that because they didn't live nasty like that. European people live very nasty, no disrespect, but they live very nasty. And they came over here to the natives, and the natives weren't used to that. The natives didn't live that way. They lived their life a certain way. They ate a certain way. They took care of their bodies a certain way. And when smallpox came, that was a virus that they had never been exposed to. So there's no herd immunity, and it killed a whole bunch of Native Americans. And that was the beginning of germ warfare in a way. Once they realized that, hey, we can wipe them out with some of these diseases, sickness. But that's what herd immunity is. So moving forward, like I say, with the vaccines, they're gonna try to force those vaccines on people and try to say, well, that creates herd immunity. That's what Biden is trying to say, that the vaccine creates herd immunity. That's a lie. It doesn't. Vaccine is just one way of getting to herd immunity. But enough people now have been exposed to the coronavirus where we should be up to the point where we have herd immunity. Where if you get sick, you go to the doctor, you take some medication just like any other virus, and you're okay in a couple of weeks. Sometimes you hold that virus, but it's not to the point where this is a virus that's killing people. But that's what, it's killing people, but not at the level it was. And even at that early level, it should not have been killing people because you got a bunch of people that got it now that ain't dying. So definitely want to pay attention to exposure, what it does, because the flu can affect the body a certain way. Any virus can affect certain individuals a certain way, but that doesn't mean it's going to affect everybody once exposed. So let's just keep our eyes on the prize. Brady wins one day, becomes the GOAT one day before Trump, the greatest American president of all time, as they're claiming, suddenly is being impeached. Does Trump win this impeachment? And what happens during this impeachment is going to be different from the first one. Mr. Monkey, Back Row Ministry. Keep your eyes open. Like I say, the devil is already using deflections and reflections to hide his agenda. Peace.